Alright, welcome back to the Timberborn Oasis map, experimental mode. I am Mab, this is my gaming channel, and we are managing some beavers. Maybe not the most effective way, but it is my way. So I rely heavily on viewer discretion to kind of help point me in the right direction as much as humanly possible. So with that being said, we have a field of water storage that I want to work on. Obviously I want to get this one, but I am at the current point in time trying to get metal so that one, we can build this, and two, start advancing just a little bit in a different direction. So with that being said, I did put some rooftop terrace up here, and that is part of the plan to get that eventually taken care of. It is on the back burner at this current point in time. If they can reach up there and build it, then great. If not, oh well. I did put a campfire in just to help them with that. Let's boost this up so they actually accomplish something today. I did put a large plank thing so we can start boosting that up. I did add another gear thing so we can also boost that up. While we are not using that stuff, I would like to get it kind of going, built in a satisfactory kind of way. Last episode we did come up here, we started planting some stuff, a lot of cassaves, and we got quite a few farmers up here trying to deal with that and get that going. The corn is fully loaded now, and what I am going to do, because I see the mistake that I made, is we are going to get rid of that, and then I want to put in more of this storage. So one, we can put at this current point in time more corn. So yeah, why we're not using it, I want it to be kind of grown, keep harvesting, all that fun jazz, because until we get that built, there really is no need for us to like waste stuff. And that's kind of been, I guess, one of my biggest downfalls in this game, is that I stop building things that we need. So like we have quite a few little wooden things everywhere, but obviously they stop cutting when we stop using. So I want to make sure we are using these effectively, getting all the logs that we possibly can. All right, they're building that. Let's where are we at that? We're almost done. We'll get that built so that we can actually have beavers living in places, because that's kind of, you know, important to have that. And then we will then focus on storage. These are almost done. Once those get picked up, we will then be in a different place. So there is that. And then if we wanted to, we could then path out a place right here, and then I want to say these guys would then be able to reach across over here and help out with this, but I'm not too terribly worried. I do want our cassavas to be a little bit better than what they currently are. I'm gonna put this at a higher priority. We're gonna pause this. Oh, and then also getting a metal thing will also help. Ooh, hey, we did get it. All right, let's unlock that. Let's place that right there. Once this gets built, then we will focus on this. We will probably actually, I want the house to get built so I can get these two beavers out. We can probably put these guys in there so we actually have beavers being utilized. I'll do that so those jobs get utilized. We are buffing the science in right now. Let's high prioritize this, that, there you go. All right, good deal. Want to make sure we're getting everything that we possibly can. I don't know if we can highlight this stuff. It would be good if we could. But yeah, I want to get this road in as fast as humanly possible. We did end up blocking this off, which is nice. Does help out the everything. And then now we're starting to actually cut down trees, which will be useful to everybody. And you're able to get everything. All right, cool. We might need to put another farmer in all honesty, just to get, because I don't feel like we ever get down here. Yes, I know, but I need them to collect these cassavas, in order to actually get over there. I'll put that there just to remind them that, hey, we're kind of waiting on you. Hey, it kind of helped. Alright, so we got that. We are making more planks, which is fantastic because we will need those in the near future, especially with all the builds that we have going forward. Then I think we're at a point where, yes, it looks like we can do this. Unlock that. Let's exit all of this. So then we can destroy those. And then this will be where we've put our first big tank, and then we'll start making these big tanks, or at least the front row. I don't know. We'll I'm gonna jack up this pathing so one, it looks a little bit better. And we can demolish this. Let's demolish these in a slow pattern. Actually, let's get this button so we can actually just demolish them in a faster way. Yes. While that's all grouped together, let's do that. Storage. Bing. And I want you to be water. So we do have this build going, which is going to kind of suck because we do need roughly 30 more planks. We actually have enough planks to do what we are wanting to do. So that is good news on that front. Now we have just enough jobs get everything done. Let's keep inching this guy along so eventually we can get to the hold of that. They'll start collecting more corn and we will have a better outlook on life. We can then you know what, it's actually perfect to put this here, storage, big one. And let's make that metal. And then we can come over here, make this one a whatever, we'll receive that, come over here, and then these will be supplying that guy over there. And they'll be working on that, which is nice. And let's get this path done and over with. Oh, we need one more. Come on, knock that Karabi out. Cassava, whatever it is. It's not important. What is important is you do what I need you to do. There we go. So now they can start collecting corn again. We can work on that. We do have a buttload of actual ruin material. We just need this to get built. Oh, and the drought is over. Let's make sure we get all those going so we can build back our water just a little bit. All right, that is now done. Alright, now that we got that built, this is starting to work. I need to check on this. It looks like this steamer still has the capacity to maintain just barely. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, alright, so we're still within specs. The next thing that we're probably going to have to do is add an engine to this one. We did start all these pumpers so they're able to get that going. If let's exit all of this because we have the actual space for it now, and I want to start kind of bumping everything up so that when we get rid of all of these, there's no reason to keep oops. Alright, sorry, I had a nose itch. Alright, here we go. Place that like that. And then I want to get rid of this path. Yes. And then let's duplicate this one. And then so my idea is basically to duplicate this, get a good foundation right here. Leave these, and then when we upgrade storage to these big ones, we'll start back here and then move forward. I can't promise you that's probably the best design, but for right now this will work, and it will get pretty much what we need as far as everything is concerned. And then I'll pause, let all of this kind of bounce back up, and then we will work on one, stocking this up. So one, we have metal that we can actually use. We have wood that is being cycled through, because I think right now we are maxed out on almost everything, which I mean to me is just crazy in itself. And then I'm going to duplicate the wood again so that we keep cutting wood, because we have a buttload of wood to cut from that we aren't even using at this current point in time. Alright, what I think we need to do, come down here. And then will give us access to this metal when that time comes. And then 1, 2, 3. Something like that. And then we will do this, and then water. I want to get a fluid dump. Yes. And then go over here, because I'm trying my hardest to get these to use these buttons, just so that we have those available to us. Or, you know, like you said, get in the mindset, because eventually we are going to be at the point where all of this does matter. And we have stuff like that going for us. So I do want to use the systems that we have available to us. I feel like they are important. Oh, I wish that wouldn't have done that. Alright. Hey, that worked out for the first time better than I could have thought. Alright, so we will go up there so that eventually this will be our metal research plant thing. Alright, corn's looking fabulous. At this point, I might as well duplicate this. How are we doing on planks? We're almost full, which I love that idea. We're working slowly but surely to get that going. I'm wanting the engine. Oh, we haven't been playing that for a minute. Get that going. Holy Moses, what have I been doing? Alright, let's power. Let's unlock the engine. We have just enough to actually do it. I'm gonna wait until this gets filled up because obviously we have not been pumping for a second. But once we get the engine built, then I won't have to worry about this necessarily being pumped because as long as we prioritize haulers, we should be fine. And then once we get this filled, then we don't have to worry about that anymore. What is this? This is fermented cassavas. All right, that's fantastic. There you go. All right, good deal. So I think this is what's helping us is we're starting to get kind of a different food group available to us. All right, that's fine. We need to work on building that up. We're waiting on planks. All right. Managing, and we are doing a fantastic job, if I do say so myself. I think we're doing a great job. We have a ton of resources that we're about to have available to us. Let's... At this current point in time, I don't need to go up here again. I will leave the stairs just in case, you know, that's actually needed. Where's the food? Yeah, that'll be fine. And we do not have the science for that. Alright, so we'll wait on that. Hopefully we can get a few more peeps in there to kind of get that going. Food looks great. Need to get that going, so... Oop, where are you at? I understand. Oh, that's going to be going this way, filling up these holes. And see, this would be a nice spot to come up, build, and then TNT the daylights out of so it comes and falls off this point because these are aquifers. So having power to them would be beneficial. What is that? A relic? Ooh, that's worth a lot. Alright, so this would be a great place to set up water pumping sites. But we're going to have to wait for a minute because we're going to... This is going to fill up there. And then it's going to flow down here. And then flow through here, which is a bad... Okay. We do have time to fix this. Alright, hold on. Probably should have been paying a little bit more attention. Alright, trying to figure out the best way to get up there, which is probably going to be... through here. And Demolish. Demolish. Ooh, man, I made a pickle of this one. If my mouse will work. And then I want to come in over here. All right, high priority, all of that. All right. And we can place low priority on that and low priority on that. Oh, no. Low, low, and low. Nothing else needs to be being built except for this stuff right here. And a path would probably help in most situations. And we're not talking about like massive destruction or anything like that, because in all honesty, the worst that's probably going to happen is we lose some cassavas. But if we can get all this built, then we're in a much better place. We got 1 day. Let's bump it up just so that hopefully we can get this taken care of. We have the resources, it's a far walk, and that's kind of the problem. So hopefully we can start getting this going. There you go. Start taking care of that, because that is muy importante. Alright, we might be able to just barely get this off by the, like, clips of our teeth here. Because it does have quite a few aquifers or whatever to fill up first. Like, it's got to fill up both of these. So we shouldn't be in too much problems as long as we get this built, this destroyed, and then it will flow through here and then off the map. Alright, let's see where this goes. That may or may not be a problem. It still flows off the map, but it'll go all the way under here and then pop out here. So we'll pop out here, fill up here. Obviously there's pieces that can be overcome, and then once they're overcome, then it'll flow down over there. It won't fill the, wait. Alright, it won't come over here because this is the lower level. Ooh, bad tide's approaching. That'll be interesting to deal with. I don't know how that deals with the whole situation, or if it's just this. Alright, so this is now filling up like we knew it was going to do that, so that's not too terribly bad. We can go down to 18 days again though, just so beavers are sleeping. And we can start pausing a few of those because we don't necessarily need that much. And then that will give other people things to do, like filling up this. I'd like to see what this looks like. Yeah, start filling up. We have 6 jobs that need to be filled. Do want... Oh man, we still have to buy, oh, we do have the engine. Alright, once this bad tide hits, I'm gonna pause that, and then we're gonna build the engine, and then hopefully at that current point in time, we have enough science to then buy the food processor for the, whatchamacallit, the corn. Then if we have the food processor for the corn, then at that point, we're able to have a large amount of food. Alright, is that full? That looks full. Alright, so this is a good chunk. What I did learn is that we come over here, place this. Normally I do it a smidgen different, but I want one, where's the fluid dump? Something like that. There you go. So then the ideal here is just basically get this kind of area green. We'll inadvertently do that part green as well, but we probably need 2 pumps going just to deal with the amount of workers we got going on. Alright, let's kick this down to 1 time speed. We can destroy this, yes. And then power. That up. I actually don't need this like full-blown priority level. Like whatever you get to is great. I'm just more curious what a bad tide means in this. 'Cause it's got to do something. Doesn't look like it's doing much, but you'd figure it's got to be... Oh, there it goes. Alright, so that'll be problematic later down the road. To where we will want aquifers, because it doesn't look like this is actually going a different color. Alright. We'll need to keep that in mind. How much is an aquifer? 400. We're still waiting on food to get one of these. We're almost there. Let's get all 4 of these going so we can redo our water. Where are we at with this? I want this at a slightly higher priority just because I want to make sure we get everything, like this gets built. We need that to get built. Logs, gears, 25, we have that. Planks, we do have that, so that should be no problem. Prioritize haulers. Let's put a little thing up here for logs. Let's build that so we can start planting some stuff up here. Probably canola oil, just because that's, to do anything with food related in this game, it needs canola. Like 90% of the stuff need canola oil. So if we can get canola oil under control, taken care of, then the rest of everything else kind of falls into place. I want to get, would it be beneficial to be, I mean, it's not too terribly far. And then we can get a bad water pump as soon as we're able to. But yeah, we'll get a bad water pump, put it right here. That is perfect for it. And we'll start pumping out that. Build probably an engine over here, so then we can do a centrifuge, which takes bad water, turn it into green water. Then we'll have health just in case we need it. We will also be able to let me put that on it. That's actually quite a bit. But yeah, we'll get bad water, which will then allow us to get TNT, and we'll be able to kind of work from that point. Oh, look at that. Endless power. That is fantastic. Now we can come over here, build this thing. Let's duplicate these so we can have those there, and then we'll build that. That'll be fine. We need to probably come into here and just help this along. I would like to get those going just so then we can kind of moderate our population boost, because we are at the point where we're needing workers. We're needing people to get things done. Not that we haven't been able to get things done, but this will definitely help boost everything up, and so we're able to keep people in here, able to build things, and everybody's a little bit happier. Because I would like to get to this point and put this down. Obviously, we're going to have to build an engine right here just to keep that one going. But keeping this one going would definitely be able to kind of, I mean, at this point we could block this down, and then this would be a nice source of clean drinking water. So when this goes to crud, at least we have this up here to drink from. And you just kind of see how this kind of now goes into effect. Alright, so that's starting to bubble over. It'll feed into here. Drop off. And I'm assuming it doesn't look, because it'll feed into here, feed down to here, and it'll have to go up a couple of levels, but I'm assuming this whole thing will be bad water. Alright. I'm not doing a whole lot of preemptive stuff. I'm just kind of trying to, like I said, I'm trying to get everything So one, we have science, we have water. I want to get this built so then we can then think about canola oil. This will always be safe. It just takes a minute to get where we need to go. We can pause these guys. We have pretty much our max amount of water. These ones will get rid of that. So then we can delete this path and then put another one of these massive tanks there. That will help that situation out. We can get this built, that going. Yeah. Just fine tuning a few little details. Letting everything kind of bounce back up. Let's duplicate this one. I don't want to go full bore yet. I probably should, but I'm not going to just yet. I want to make sure that we have planks. Planks are my kind of bugaboo thing. And in all honesty, they're pretty much our driving force in this game. If it isn't logs, it is definitely planks. Delete all that. I think that path will be fine. Yes, it will. Let's mark that for collection and duplicate this. And then I can actually fit another one right there. So from that two that we or those four that we just deleted, we just doubled. Actually, we like quadrupled it. That's going to be so much. So I like where we're going. Everything's looking great. Let's one-time speed this. If you did like it, hit that thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Ooh, we can do it. We're gonna finish the episode with us busting our butt, finally getting this big mamba jamba. I do want to line this up the way I want it though. So we are in the process of actually building a lot. We're going to get this kind of stuff taken care of. But anyway, if you like it, go down to the comments area. There's a little thumb. Hit that. I do appreciate it. Leave a comment. I would also appreciate that. Think about subscribing. There will be more of this Timberborn stuff. I am starting to do live streams. So think about that. And I will see you guys next time. Later.